All right,
We're back.
we're back for episode 205 of the Hypecast. Welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone's been taking care of themselves. Yes, Zawa here has gotten a new camera, so you can definitely see the difference in terms of like the lighting and stuff like that. How the camera picks up light on his end, anyway. He used to be on the very much on the shadowy, dark side. And now he is well lit. And
now you're gonna see my pores.
yes, pretty much. What is that card from?
Good. It's called McDonald's.
Oh, it's the McDonald's one? Oh, damn. That's funny.
This was found on the ground at work, and I was like, I will save this child.
How? What the fuck? Damn.
I know. I was like, it's like, wow.
Whoever
dropped whatever child dropped this ground, it is
poor
like,
child.
You don't deserve this.
You poor child. Anyway. Well, at least the card itself is safe for now. It's in pretty good condition, definitely considering that it was dropped at a Home Depot. But anyway,
I mean, it's a little.
It is a little warped, but that's like a natural like warping thing that you see in cards. What I can see. But yeah, especially with your camera, man, I can definitely see all the details now. Like that's pretty nice. But yeah, it's
scary.
But that's
scary on the difference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was like $40, yeah. So, because that
was it.
it said $40.
Now you got me guessing. Like, was it?
Because it said $40 when I took a look at it a few minutes ago. Well, how much was your order?
Oh yeah,
$40.
41. Yeah.
Damn, dude, $40 and you get that quality. That's pretty good. All things considered.
You know, all things considered. I was like, I need a new camera.
Mm-hmm. What were you using before?
Logitech 720p.
Oh, that sounds like one of the older models. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yep, there you go, kids.
There you go. You got that well-deserved upgrade for $40. You didn't get. It's not like you got one of those like pretentious, like overly fancy. What do you call it? Elgato like face cams, or like the those cameras that look like a cube or whatever. You know, I've been seeing.
I just wanted like something practical.
Yeah, it's very much functional.
Yeah, just do the job.
Yeah, do the job. It is doing its job, I will say. But yeah, especially in this type of setting. But anyway, so hope everyone's been taking. Hope you guys have been taking care of yourselves. For the most part, it's been it's still hot, but it's not like crazy hot or anything like that on my end. It's like warm, I would say. But other than that, yeah, I mean, nothing too new on my end, but there is quite a bit to talk about. In the random bits part of things, Tokyo Game Show is over, first off, and there was nothing else to talk about. So yeah, I know, right? Nothing else went on. That was pretty much it. Like all the stuff we talked about, that was pretty much like the primo stuff. So that is it for that one. Was there anything else though that you wanted to bring up from Tokyo Game Show, or not really? That we felt like we didn't talk about? Okay, got it. All right. I think we pretty much covered the gist of that, right? So, but yeah, nonetheless, we do have news to talk about. That's besides that. A little bit of fighting games, but mostly other stuff that we will definitely cover in the frontline side of things. So, let's get right into it. So starting off with Tekken, there was a quote from Mr. Harada-san, regarding to just Tekken in general, I believe. But it is it's kind of somewhat directed towards Tekken 8 in a way. That one is busting out the chainsaw. Anyway, you hear that?
Faintly, yes.
Okay.
Now that you like mentioned it, I thought it was just like a buzz, like your light was about to like go out.
No.
Until you say it's a chainsaw. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
A little too early to cosplay as
Chainsaw Man.
Leatherface is a little early.
But I mean, Chainsaw Man's been on the hype train as of late because the promo and stuff like that. Anyway, so Harada-san in an interview with IGN made this quote saying, it says like it's basically like saying about the philosophy of how they develop the newer Tekken games nowadays. And Harada said, for Tekken 7, it felt like my life's work. It could have been the last installment, so I had to make it the best it could be. But then it was released and it did really well, and now it's like Tekken 8's got to be even better than Tekken 7, so there's no regrets from me and any of the staff on the team. It's something we constantly talk about. This could be it. So you better give it all you have. So basically saying like you should treat your project like it's the last one. So in turn, hopefully in turn it'll be the best one, you know. And if circumstances allow you to make more, then you make more, you know, and then treat that as your last one, and then so on and so forth. You know, I think that's a pretty good, I guess, way to look at things, right? For philosophy. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything to add?
That's pretty like a good like mantra or like a philosophy to.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, like you just, when you're making any type of project, whether it be art, video games, you know, treat it like, as Harada-san said, as your very last. Give it all. Give it your all. Don't half-ass it.
Especially, you know, when these video games take like years to develop, right? You just never know what's gonna turn up, right? So, you know, especially with these projects, like, and knowing how long it's gonna take, like, I'd say don't treat it like it's just another Tuesday. You know, definitely treat it like it's you're gonna retire, right? So, give it your all, I'd say, for every one of them, by treating it like, you know, he's been saying, like it's your last one. So I think and then like what Zawa said, very good mantra, very good like way to look at things, very good perspective. That way you can sort of have your mind in that sort of mode and make sure that, you know, you make a really good product stuff at the end of the day. So best wishes to Harada-san and the crew for as they are still making Tekken 8, of course. You know, wish the best for all of them. So that's pretty much it on that part for Tekken's Tekken in general, I should say. We do have one thing from Street Fighter 6, I believe. Let me just pop this up. So we forgot to bring this up last time, but I feel like, you know, we can briefly go over this at this point. Bosch was talked about for Street Fighter 6, and Bosch is basically kind of like the Gary to your Ash, I guess, or I should say blue to red, so to say. He will be a rival in the story to your main character or whatever. Actually looks pretty cool, right? Pretty well designed for a character that's only appearing in the story so far. He's not in the DLC lineup by any means, or in the launch roster even. I like his hair, I like his face, you know, and stuff like that. Outfit is like kind of plain Jane, but you know, it is what it is. But what do you think?
I smell Route 34 already.
Uh
With him and Luke. It's like,
huh.
smell it. But I'm more interested. What is his fighting
Style.
style? Yeah.
I wonder if it'll be like the opposite, right? Like, so let's say you pick the grappler, he'll be the zoner, you know? Like...
I mean, Luke is like he's based on MMA, right? Fighting.
Yes, yes.
Maybe Luke and Bosch are kind of like yin and yang. You know, like how they're from the same schools, but they have different fighting styles.
Well, you have to remember that Luke is your coach, so you're playing as the character that you create in the thing, in the character creator mode when in the story. So keep that in mind.
I don't want Luke to be my coach. I want Blanca to be it.
Blanca.
Blanca.
Yeah.
Just go.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you'll be able to have Blanca's moves, so you'll be able to Blanca ball your way through the city and shit. Anyway, I think it is interesting though that they are even going this far to give you a dedicated rival, so to say. I guess it's just a way for you to like work your way through the story and shit like that as one motivator. And then of course the other one is to, like, you know, fight the villain, I guess, within the story too, which looks like it might be JP, but I don't know. We'll have to see about that. We'll have to see about who is the antagonist of this story, so to say. But otherwise, this is starting to kind of feel like Pokemon in a way, right? Because this guy is supposed to be, you know, your main character's rival. You know, that's very much like Pokemon, and then, you know, you go fight the veterans and shit. That's like the gym leaders, and then JP is like, well, I'm just gonna say JP, quote unquote, is like the Team Rocket leader, right, or the team boss, so to say. And maybe the champion at the time would be like someone like Ryu or something like that. Let's just say, and then you have Bosch here being your rival. I wonder if he's named after Johnny Young Bosch as a homage or something. And if he is voiced by Johnny Young Bosch, that'd be pretty fucking hilarious, all things considered. But yeah, we'll see.
Again, we'll see.
But otherwise, yeah, I actually do like his face. I mean, that's my 2 cents on it. His face, his hair, nice. It's just like pretty. It's not too rambunctious, but it's not plain Jane either. His outfit, I like I said, is kind of more on that side. But maybe well, if he is going to be introduced later on as an actual playable character in the DLC, maybe he'll have like well, he'll definitely have costumes. So what am I even saying? Because that's Street Fighter for you. So but yeah, it's getting pretty interesting as things unfold for Street Fighter, the world tour mode, because, you know, it's like I said, it just kind of just feels like Pokemon in a way, so to say. Oh, so they actually even put a introduction, or somebody dropped the introduction cutscene. So hold on, let me see.
That about covers the basics. Kind of boring, right? I knew it. That's how the basics are. Simple and boring. But remember, even the biggest rockets need a stable launching pad for takeoff, or else they're just gonna crash and burn. You get me?
Coach, how is any of that gonna help him handle this? Oh, okay.
It looks like the developers are talking over it. Yeah.
I was like, wow. The character's voice is like.
Yeah, that's changed to Japanese. Yeah.
I was like, wow, I love this feature.
It looks like Bosch also takes on the character creation thing, because I have no idea what his like. It doesn't seem like he has a distinctive fighting style. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he does, but. But some of his kicks and then knee and stuff like that look very similar to some of the character's buttons. So maybe he also is just a character creation type of thing, and he'll have also just a mismatch of moves, like your main character. So I don't know. Again, we'll find out sooner or later. So that's
Find out more next time.
Indeed. There is one thing from Multiversus. This one just came out today, I believe. I think this came out this morning or sometime in the daytime. But we finally get to see. You know who?
Really? That didn't even look like it hurt. Diana, you. It's Mr. B. Oh.
So Rick is indeed in the roster, or coming in pretty soon.
Coming in hot, people.
Coming in hot for Multiversus. So no gameplay, so to say. We just get a little hint of what he looks like in game, kind of. I think it is running on the in-game engine. So for this cutscene anyway, looks like they made it with the game engine. But yeah, Rick is here, or here soon. We just don't know quite yet of when it comes to his style, fighting style or anything like that. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything else today, so it was just a little teaser. He is coming in pretty soon.
Too bad he won't be swearing like a sailor.
I think you'll hear something, because they do have the filter, like the option to turn on the filter. Yeah, so actually is pretty nice. Like you could have the option of put it on like more, kid-friendly mode or something like that. And then there's, well, I think it's just called mature mode or something like that, mature filter or something like that. Something along those lines. But I know for sure it is an option that you can like turn on and off, which is actually really nice. So that means they either recorded more lines or they just like cut something in between or something. I don't know how they did it, because I haven't turned it, because I have mine on mature or whatever, where the mature mode is called. So I don't know exactly.
And I better, if that is true, then I want someone to test out if Harley Quinn like swears every time you hit her.
Well, they're not gonna drop like F-bombs or anything like that for sure.
Damn.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah. No F-bombs here, man. Sorry. I think they'll hear. They're just, as the farthest they'll go is say shit. I think that's pretty much that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else to go off of. Just a little teaser, just a little appetizer to, to get that hunger going. So yep. Not that I will buy him immediately or anything like that, because I think I have barely enough credits to buy one character. So. But yeah, I'm definitely waiting on a certain character later on. Hopefully it's true, but hope it's true. And yeah, if it is true, I'll definitely drop a little bit of money, actual money, to get everything of that character. Let's just put it that way.
She's Mooney.
Yeah, my actual Mooney. Anyway.
See everyone. He's gonna dip into his Genshin Impact funds.
And put it into a game that's kind of a little more tangible, or no, not tangible, but like it's more guaranteed, right? I know what I'm getting, and blah blah blah. Yep.
To which then he's gonna then for his Genshin Impact funds, he's gonna dip into his Pokemon cards fund. It's a never-ending cycle. Like, what do you?
Yeah. All right.
And it's a good thing again. He stopped putting funds into
FGO.
FGO.
Speaking of FGO, wanted to bring up real quick. Apparently, there's gonna be a pity. Apparently, it's gonna be a pity system. Sometime, or for us, sometime in I think either 23 or 24. In year 2024 at the latest. Let's just put it that way. I think. But there's been talk about a pity system coming in to paid grand orders, so I think then there will be a quote-unquote better time for you to have fun with that if you so choose.
Zawa, how's the pity system?
Watch is like 1,000 summons, and then you'll get the 5-star you want or something like that.
Yep. I'll be just staring at you. It's not working.
Yeah.
Tell me to stop.
All right.
Just one more.
Well, meanwhile, there's been some trouble in the other parts of gaming, unfortunately, especially for those who are fans of Grand Theft Auto. I'm sure you caught wind of this at least, but there was a massive leak that dropped onto the internet. Young has like a bunch of leaks, which is why I linked his video specifically. So yeah, you can see all these links, right? Basically explaining what happened so far during that time. Let's just try to open up one at least, like Eurogamer maybe. So let me turn off the cookies. Yep. Okay. Anyway, so the story here was that there were 90 plus screenshots and videos taken from the GTA6 production, allegedly by a 17-year-old now, because this is a developing story, because this morning I believe, or today at least, that 17-year-old has been arrested and pretty much is suspected that he is the hacker who got into Rockstar's infrastructure and took all the videos and screenshots and stuff like that, leaked it all over the internet, and yeah, apparently done by a 17-year-old. Who'd have thought, right? And the word going around the street is that this 17-year-old was pretty much pretending to be, again, this is just hearsay. We don't know if it's true or not, but apparently he pretended to be an employee and called into HR and basically asked for the password because he forgot. Pretending to be an employee. It was that simple, apparently.
I know. It's like, okay. He's like, Choto, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Choto, wait a minute.
One, HR, what the hell are you doing? Two, it can't be that easy. Three, apparently it is that easy.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to my HR, if we call and say, like, oh, we forgotten our password or we cannot come in, they ask for our employee identification key. Some might be like a series of numbers or a mixture of letters and numbers. But yeah, we need to have that in order for them to go like, oh yeah, here you are. You're in the system.
That one is where, yeah, that part, that's where I get confused, because it seems like maybe he was able to get somebody's number, right? Like a employee's ID.
I know he did the old my uncle works for Rockstar or my uncle works at Nintendo.
He probably dropped the name or something like, this guy I know or whatever works in my department, so he gave me permission to blah 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 or something like that, running by him or something like that. I don't know, but
Yeah.
it's just rumors for right now. We don't know how exactly this person or he got into a Rockstar essentially. What the heck? It could be just as simple as that, or he actually did work to get into their system somehow. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I saw a little bit, and it was what was more sad to see. I saw this on Twitter, by the way. What was more sad to see was that there are people out there that are stupid enough to say, "Oh, this game looks bad," you know. But it's like, do you even know what you're looking at? Do you not even know what's going on? Do you not even know how stuff works in life?
I know. It's like, this thing looks bad. Huh. A game that hasn't been announced yet.
That has been being developed, currently in development.
And at the moment, we don't even know what version of this game is. It could still be in 1.0.
Yeah, or not even like it's like pre alpha, you know, like
yeah,
you know, like it's just so sad that people just can't. There are people out there that just can't wrap their head around. Exactly of how things work.
Yeah, that's why it's like they're gonna release. It's like as you said from the tweets and stuff. Because I saw some of them and like they're gonna release this shit. It's like what?
Yeah, so this is why leaks suck and stuff like that when things don't go their way or the developers' way because they want to keep it secret. They want to release it when it's ready, you know, for promotion. That way, your marketing can have a strong footing and be able to promote your game, right? Like, have enough people to be like, you know, wow, I'm excited for GTA or whatever. And that goes across for all video games and products, right? You don't want your stuff to be prematurely shown. Otherwise, it'll absolutely paint the wrong way. Like, impressions will be just completely different for the worse, and that's why you don't want to, you know, have stuff like this happen. That's why leaks suck for the most part on the developer side of things, while the consumer is just like, oh, it's for me to know if I should get the game or not, you know, especially with like finding game roster and stuff like that. If the roster gets leaked, you know whether to buy the DLC or not. But it still sucks on the developer side because they want to, you know, create the hype. They want to, you know, make sure that the marketing is going their way. They want to surprise their audience, and that brings excitement to the board, across the board. And when stuff like this happens, it's absolutely demoralizing. So you had people like even Neil Druckmann from Last of Us, you know, offering his sort of empathy and stuff like that because he, you know, his project was leaked too with the story. It was a massive leak for Last of Us Part 2, and that's why people were mad right off the start, which luckily I didn't look into the leak, but let me see. I think my groceries actually are here. I'll try to hold that thought. I'll be right back.
Intermission.
Let's rewind a little bit. So I was talking about, yeah, it sucks because, you know, the developers and I'm sure like the marketing team want to, you know, present the game their own way, and whenever leaks happen, it just completely just plummets, right? Like there's just moral and just motivations can just be out of the window because of stuff like this. Especially, I think this seems like to be like the biggest leak of all time when it comes to video games, the biggest video game leak, because there's a lot of footage that went onto the internet. There was a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I
And
want to say like that the footage that were leaked were actually like what was it progress footage for the investors. 'Cause they like, to me it's like all that footage was like ready for like the
shareholders
The-
and
for the shareholders, like that monthly, like, okay, what do you have so far, please share. And
Yeah.
lo and behold, the 17-year-old intercepted.
that said footage and screenshots. Yeah, man. However, he was able to get it. He got it, and caused quite the rift on the internet, including all the dumb comments and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just sad. There's also other criticisms. Rockstar just started to respond, I think, today about these criticisms, where there are some people that are saying like, "Oh, the graphics are always first, right?" Right. So, Zawa
No.
already shaking his head, like,
No.
no, like, for those who don't know, you would think it would be the graphics first, because that's like what our eyes see, right? So, oh, the graphics are first. No, absolutely not. If you look at a animation project, right, what do you see? A storyboard, right? And what do you see on the storyboard? Like
Sketches,
stick figures, like you don't even see
minimalist like sketches. Like you have, as you said, a stick figure going like this, a fucking arrow going like it's gonna swing, and then like some writing saying like strike enemy 1.
Yeah, because it's like you have a rough. First off, you don't draw the whole thing just so you can waste your time, and then the other people are like, nah, let's go with this idea, right? That's why that's not a proper workflow. The way it works is that you should draw like a stick figure or very just rough things as an idea, just a placeholder, so that when everything is more or less finalized, then you can add all your graphics and stuff like that. That way, you don't waste your time and stuff like that if things do change with how things are supposed to look and stuff like that, especially with like all the concept art, all the character designs and such. That's why when changes do happen, you have, guess what, a delay, right? A game a release delay. Yep. Which has been happening, yes, commonly nowadays. But nonetheless, though, when you start out a project, you do not draw to your heart's content at the very start, because it's
you don't go final step first and then go work backwards. No,
yeah,
you will kill yourself doing that.
Yes, you will want to quit the industry then if you think that's what's gonna happen. That's not how it works, man. So yeah, because like it, especially if when you see like on Twitter, right? People, you know those Twitter artists, when they do those like speed drawings, right? Like the what do you call it? The speed draw, like the time lapse stuff, right?
Yeah.
What do you see first? Like it's the circle, and it's like a block, and then like sticks and stuff like that. That's because they're putting the rough. That's the rough. That's what like their pose is gonna generally look like. But it's like, oh, if I want to change the pose, I can just change the skeleton, right? That's just how it works. If you're gonna draw all of it first, and then it's like, oh, I kind of want to change the pose a little bit, you're gonna fuck up the drawing. So it's like, that's just
that's why I do like seeing the time lapse videos, because from there you understand what their techniques are.
How they see
the ones
things.
I really like is like, it's like a time lapse, but it's that meme where the guy's like walking a wall, like, so we're gonna do this,
Yeah.
and then this. It's like, yep.
Yeah.
Because from like, if you're drawing like a really nice picture, there's at least roughly 50 steps.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you, in the first 10 steps, you're gonna be like, I don't like where this hand is. Let's see if we can bend it this way. Oh no, back this way. No. It's like,
yeah. In other words, again, you're gonna waste a lot of time if you just draw it out all in the same first steps, so to say. Like it's just it's just how it works. Same with like an essay, right? Like you make a rough, you have your teacher check it, and then you make a final, right? You just that's just how it works. You know, even though it's not visually, you know, the same concept, but structure overall. Guess what? You have a rough, and then you have your teacher check it, or just someone like an editor to look at it for you, proofread it, and then you make your final draft. That's how it works. Exactly the same thing here. You have a rough. You don't put your heart out to it, and if they like the story, if they like how things go, then yes, you add your the rest of it, like the gameplay mechanics, how the visual effects gonna go, you know, that sort of thing. You know, that's like the very, very basic gist of things. You know, but yeah, and for people to just think, you know, they're the experts, right? They think they are the ones who know how things work. It's just sad. It's just kind of frustrating to see, and that's why again, you know, all these leaks suck because of the comments and
that's
people
like to the one that said, you know, the graphics should come first. Is like, okay, let's test your theory.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Square Enix and Platinum Games Babylon Fall. Which came first?
Yeah.
You said the graphics came first, so yeah. No.
Yeah.
Graphic looks like an afterthought.
Yeah. That's why, like, yeah, a lot of times when the what do you call the games that aren't completed, quote unquote, you kind of see a lot of visual glitches because those come last, right? Especially with Cyberpunk, that's a big example, right? You have the core, right? The gameplay is there, but guess what? A lot of the glitches are visually related and gameplay because those things come later. That's why those bugs are more possibly present because of that, right? But everything else, like a skeleton and everything, that's fine because that's just what comes first, you know.
Yep.
And that's already like ironed out and everything. You have a structure, you have a flow, you have, you know, you have a point A to point B. But getting to said point A to point B, that's where things can get messy if you don't develop things properly. And that's why, again, you have a lot of visual glitches. You also have gameplay related glitches because, again, those come later. They don't come first at all. If the graphics came first, then you don't have as much or little bugs, you know, stuff like that. But then again, it's like, would that even work? Because, you know, you did the graphics, but then you don't have like the gameplay, and I don't know. It's just, to me, that would be again, like, it's not optimal, right? So that's why, again, you have a rough, you have a middle, and then you have a final product. It's just basic stuff, right? But again, it just people just can't put that together and be coherent and cohesive and just put common sense into things, you know? They just can't apply that. They don't know how to apply things into other stuff. Just because, you know, just because they're not writing an essay doesn't mean it's like writing an essay, right?
Yep.
A lot of things do carry over to other things. That's why you have a science project, right? You have a problem, you have a procedure, and then you have the results, and then you have the conclusion, right? That sort of thing. That's like a basic structure of like how things go, and those things apply to a lot of things. You know, that's the whole point of that part of education, to know how the basic things work, right? How do you start a project, right? You know, that's what the science projects are actually there for. Is for you to practice the problem, and then the procedure, how you do the data, right? How you get your data, and then what your results are, and then what's your conclusion. You know, same with the essay. What's your introduction? What's your body? What's your conclusion? Same thing. So a lot of things carry over, and just people just can't put it all together, man. It's just, again, it's very frustrating, and I'm sure devs have been very frustrated to have to deal with that. Because like I mentioned, they're responding to said criticisms, and there's even someone who was working on Streets of Rage 4, right? And he released a video on how the game was developed. And guess what? Look at the game, right? It was just like rough sketches moving around, In fact, I want to see if I can just find it on my Twitter timeline. Just
don't show it. We're just.
Don't just tell it to show it. Anyway,
Again,
go ahead.
I mean, again, everyone, we're just saying like the leaks. Don't take it as face value. Just
of
think
course,
of it like as rough, like right there.
Right there. See,
that's pretty much what these people are saying. Like, oh, the graphics are bad, blah blah blah, or the graphics should be first. It's like, no, you have a rough idea, rough. But it would be freaking hilarious. Like they made like this one section of the city, and then you walk off to like the next street, and then all of a sudden there's nothing there. It's like, because world building, lo and behold, is not that easy.
Yes, yeah, that's definitely not a lot. It's like a lot of things are required with much thought put into them and much passion put into them as well. Again, very frustrating to see. People just can't see that. So this developer studio, excuse me, for Streets of Rage just proved that point, pretty much, very much so. Hey, but hey, if you want to do the graphics first, go right ahead and tell us how that works. So tell us how your development cycle has been going. If it's butter smooth, more power to you. But I guarantee you, 95% that is not gonna fucking happen. Unless you're the only one developing the game, then okay, that's. I guess that works that way. But if you
you get a pass.
Yeah, I guess you get a pass. But then again, you're by yourself, so it's gonna take you a long time for you to make a AAA game like GTA, for example. So yeah, that is the gist of it. So again, the 17-year-old hacker or boy or whatever in London has been arrested and is believed to be the hacker for this GTA incident. So, if it really is as simple as, hey, I forgot my employee password or whatever, could you help me out? That'd be fucking sad. But yeah, I guess that's what happened. But again, those are rumors for now. I guess we'll keep an eye out for it. If it pops up on the timeline, then yeah, we'll talk about it. But for now, man, this is rough to see, man. More ways than one. I like GTA. I played Vice City as my very first one. I have skipped 4, but then I was very much enjoying 5. At least from the very start of it, anyway. And then, with Trevor, Frank, and Michael or Mikey, whatever. That story was very much enjoyable. I liked the story, and I played quite a bit of GTA Online from the start with my buddy, doing all the heists and stuff like that at the time, and it was pretty cool. But then, like eventually, with a lot of games, you kind of fall off and move on to something else. GTA 5 has been around for a very long time. It was kind of like almost like their WoW, their World of Warcraft kind of game. It's been running for a very long time, but we know that now for sure that GTA 6 is in development for sure, and we do have that to look forward to. So, yep. that's how the cookie crumbles, you know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it has been leaked, but I think, you know, because of how early in development it is, we'll see a nice glow up. I think, right? It wasn't like right before they're about to promote the game or anything like that, but you know, it still sucks no less that it happened. I hope everything works out for the developers anyway, the people who actually worked on the game and stuff like that. And hopefully, you know, things like that don't happen again. But meanwhile, it's not in the docket, but I just wanted to bring this up real quick. But 2K Games even got hacked recently too. I don't know what got taken, but they got hacked also. So something is going on, man. Something is going on. I don't know. I don't know what like trend, just what this trend is, but I don't know. Maybe HR is pretty bad or something. I don't know. Or people are good at hacking again. You know.
You know, that's what I was gonna say. I don't know. Looks like HR is slipping up.
Slipping up. Yeah. Now, speaking of slipping up, a lovely company or lovely service called or a platform called Twitch has very much been slipping up. And before I open up all the tabs, actually let me just make sure we open. Oh, actually there was a statement. Actually, let me go rewind on that a bit. Sorry. So there's a statement from Rockstar Games. Yeah, so I'll just read this off. So they said, we recently suffered a network intrusion in which an unauthorized third party illegally accessed and downloaded confidential information from our systems, including early development footage for the next Grand Theft Auto. At this time, we do not anticipate any disruption to our live game services nor any long-term effect on the development of our ongoing projects. We are extremely disappointed to have any details of our next game shared with you all in this way. Our work in the next Grand Theft Auto game will continue as planned, and we remain as committed as ever to delivering an experience to you, our players, that truly exceeds your expectations. We will update everyone again soon, and of course, we'll properly introduce you to this next game when it is ready. We want to thank everyone for their ongoing support through this situation. This is straight from the Rockstar Games team. So, again, you know, sucks to see. Was there anything else that came out straight from GTA or Rockstar Games? Excuse me. Not so much. Yeah, So yeah, latest development, they got someone arrested. So yeah, we'll see if that person is indeed the perpetrator, or maybe knows of the perpetrator. I mean, we'll see. But yeah, man, if it really is that 17-year-old boy, good lord. All right, so let me open up this tab just to make sure we covered all the basics of this story. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. It just says, what is it? Wait, 17-year-old. Oh, okay, it just says 17-year-old. So we don't know.
Just because.
Oh, it's a he. It's a he.
Nope.
Never mind. He remains in police custody. So, sorry, what were you gonna say?
I just like that. Just big ass sleep arrested.
Oh yeah. The thumbnail is, or the picture is really interesting. It's just a simple.
Like I'm waiting for like TMZ to just go.
Yeah.
Arrested.
Yeah. Arrested. Yeah, I know, right. That voice. Yeah.
Oh no! It looks like the 17-year-old ain't going to their prom date or something. It's like,
yeah.
fucking TMZ with a dumbass like the book to get you into whatever story they're gonna.
Yeah. You know, it would have been really funny if the City of London Police actually used the GTA graphic, and then, you know, instead of wasted, it said arrested. That would have been so poetic. But of course, that's in the idealistic world. But
I kind of want to see that now, like in GTA 6. If you die to the police, it's not wasted; it's arrested.
yeah, or yeah, I mean, you can get arrested, so you get arrested.
So it's just like ding, arrested, and then the camera's just,
Yeah.
and they actually like animate you going into the police car, and
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yep. Or they just take this exact graphic of arrested and just how it's gonna look. That'd be pretty. That would be also poetic in the reverse, in a reversal in that way. Oh wow! So this 17-year-old also not only got into Rockstar Games but Uber. Uber? Damn, man. What is going on? Oh, okay. It says, sorry. So it says 17-year-old hacking suspect was arrested in Oxfordshire and is believed to be connected to a group identifying itself as Lapsus, a group that organizes primarily via Telegram channels. Okay, interesting. I don't know what the Telegram channel part is, but
so Telegram, if I'm thinking what it is, it's
oh,
it's kind of like early Discord. Early Discord.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I'm thinking. That's what which
That
Telegram
yeah, that sounds like that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like an app and stuff like that. That's pretty funny. But yeah, it's damn. I didn't even know Uber was part of this. That is news to me. Any more updates? Let me see. Expected more details. But yeah, the FBI was actually launching that investigation regarding to GTA stuff like that. God damn, man. Don't fuck with a game company, man. The FBI is gonna come out, dude. My gosh, goddamn.
Honey, where's our son? Jail?
Right.
What do you mean jail? He hacked some sort of video game company.
Can you imagine how that's gonna go for the parents?
Did he forget to use incognito? It's like,
that's not what. Yeah, incognito is not gonna save you from that,
it's
my
like,
guy.
That's not how it works.
Yeah. You know, it's like, yeah, like you'll have surface level coverage, I guess, of not having people in your house knowing what you're doing, but the people on the other side, yes, they know what you're doing. Anyways, investigation is still open, and additional suspects may be identified and arrested in the coming days. Okay, all right, that is pretty much that on that. So, okay, now speaking of slipping up, Twitch has indeed been slipping up, very much for past several days now. Like it seemed like each day of this week seemed like there was always something going on with Twitch, including all the drama stuff with Mizkif, but more importantly, there was a scam that was going on with the quote unquote scam going on involving with gambling. There was I forget his name, but he was basically one of the big, I guess, gambling streamers, and pretty much like somehow tricked people into giving him $300,000 to fuel more of his gambling addiction. And I can imagine where that money went. Poof. So, it was quite the drama, right? And then Twitch came out with this statement saying regarding to the gambling thing. Zawa, would you mind reading off?
Read?
Yep. The statement.
Gambling content on Twitch has been a big topic of discussion in the community, and something we've been actively reviewing since our last policy update in this area, which I'm trying to remember when was their last update or whatever. Today, we want to update you on our plans. That's such a waste of a sentence. Okay. Well, we prohibit sharing links or referral codes to all sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games. We've seen some people circumvent those rules and expose our community to potential harm. That's why you only gamble at family parties. Not saying that I do, but
oh yeah. You totally don't have a game of mahjong or mahjong.
We used to, but that was our great auntie's one, and she took it back to the Philippines. Now we just play Texas Hold'em or just regular poker. Opening money is $10. Yeah, we don't play. We don't play like sissy. We go like
you go in.
Going hard.
You go in. Yeah. Anyway,
so we'll be making a policy update on October 18, which is 2 to 3 weeks from now, to prohibit streaming of gambling sites that include slots, roulette, or dice games that aren't licensed either in the US or other jurisdictions that provide sufficient consumer protection. What about Monopoly? And these sites will include. I like how they just don't blatantly like censor these sites. They just go like, "These are the sites."
Yep.
So I'm not gonna read it. So you guys are gonna read it.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yep.
However, we may identify others as we move forward. So I'm guessing these 4 are like the biggest.
Yes. Yes.
We will continue to allow websites that focus on sports betting, fantasy sports, and poker.
Right.
I mean, I can understand the sports betting on poker, but fantasy sports, that's like a tightrope thing.
Yeah.
We'll share specifics on the updates to our gambling I almost said gambling problem. Gambling policy soon, including the full policy language to make sure everyone is clear on our new rules before they take effect on October 18th. Signed by Twitch Shield. I don't know what the Shield is.
I don't know, but yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, to be honest, I knew like some Twitch streamers, go on the gambling sites like the COD 4, not COD 4. What was it? The CS:GO. When they do their gambling roulette to like get whatever weapon high end, and then they sell it. Like I know CS:GO was doing that like for a long time.
Oh yeah. I remember Team Martin was involved with that sort of stuff. But yeah, go ahead.
Like gambling website. Some people do it for the thrill.
Yeah.
But I can understand, like as they were trying to point out, like I'm watching my favorite streamer gamble. Oh no, he's low on money.
Nice description
Give
there.
me more. Give me more.
I mean, yeah, you could say that they're just adding more fuel to the fire for their own entertainment purposes. Like they want to be entertained, so they just throw in money, knowing that, right? Like they know in their eyes it's not wasting money because they want to see their favorite streamer like pretty much fail, right? Because that's what happens. And if they do succeed, that's just another thing of entertainment, right? In its own way. So either way, it's entertaining the audience, and then I guess it just fuels the addiction of said streamers. So it's kind of like the rich get richer sort of phenomenon, except the addict becomes more addicted. I guess you can say, you know, it just snowballs essentially.
Yeah.
That's why it's very, very dangerous, and that's why, yeah, this particular incident is good on Twitch for of course trying to extinguish this whole gambling fire, you could say. However, the very fucking next day, this comes out. This was a blog regarding to the upcoming revenue split between Twitch and the big streamers, and of course everyone else too. And let me bring up Nebelian, who pretty much nicely summed up what was in that blog. So yes, first off, Twitch has confirmed the changes in the rev split. So this is going to be starting from June 2023. So keep that in mind. It's not immediate, but it is happening. Twitch will not offer a 70-30 split anymore. Streamers with the 70-30 split will get a 50-50 split after earning 100K earnings. So I guess I'm guessing this is total. It's not like, oh, every year if you earn this much, then the 50-50 will go into effect for each year. It's that once you earn that much money, you're not gonna earn that much after that. So it's like this weird like in between, right? Like, so if you're like a big company that makes these streams and that streams on exclusively on Twitch, you're gonna have a harder time paying all your employees, especially if you're a big company, a big production stream, and it's gonna be a big fuck up, man. It's going to be very difficult to keep up with the cash flow because of all this, unless they stick with the ads, right? That's what Twitch suggested. But let me bring up the blog itself, and let me read this very interesting last paragraph before the what's next section. I'll read this out loud. So lastly, we have let's just start with a quote. Lastly, we have to talk about the cost of our service. Delivering high definition, low latency, always available live video to nearly every corner of the world is expensive. Using the published rates of Amazon Web Services interactive video service, which is essential to Twitch video, live video costs for a 100 CCU streamer who streams 200 hours a month are more than $1,000 per month. We don't typically talk about this because, frankly, you shouldn't have to think about it. We'd rather you focus on doing what you do best. But to fully answer the question of why not 70-30, ignoring the high cost of delivering the Twitch service would have meant giving you an incomplete answer. so it's like you're basically complaining about basic employee costs and what you do at a company, right? If you're the business owner, this is like running a company 101, right? You have like several employees who work pretty much 200 hours a month. That's because what is it, 8 hours a day plus your weekdays, right? So there's like what, 25 days roughly, right, in a month, because if you exclude the weekends. unless they work the weekends, but that's like a different thing. But very typical work, your work schedule, Monday through Friday, is about 200 hours, more or less. But well, for them to complain about the $1,000 per month thing is like it's so baffling, because you know how much it is to like maintain your employees, not just with salary alone, but with like all the benefits, all the insurance, right? Health insurance, all the snacks and stuff like that, and like all the little things, right? It starts to all add up, right? This is like nothing. $1,000, and they're complaining about that when it's their own servers, and they're not to mention they make a butt fuck of a load of money, right? Like, this is Amazon we're talking about. Amazon owns Twitch. Don't forget that. And you know how much Amazon is making? They're like making billions and billions and billions of dollars. This is like nothing. That's like chump change comparing to them, and they're complaining about that? Like, come on, man. How gracious that you're paying quote unquote $1,000 a month so that we have these streams, right? I mean, when it's your own when it's on your own servers, we're crying out loud. Especially if you read it, I love that they just admitted, right, that they're using their own servers, right? Amazon Web Services interactive video. This is so like, someone put it best that it's like you're selling apples, and you raise the cost of apples because the orchard that you own is too much pay or something like that. Now, I guess you could say like, oh, we get the soil from from a third party, and we have to pay the third party, so we had to sort of alleviate those costs and stuff like that. But if you own the very thing itself, it's like, well, you know what I mean? It's just very, very, to say the least, weird to bring it up like that. I mean, what do you make of all this, man?
Boy.
Boy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to say, like, it's like they're trying to save themselves, but they're also digging their own hole while trying to save their own selves. Like,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, but you just want to like just stop.
Yeah.
One at a time. Do something. Do baby steps first. Don't
Mm-hmm.
don't just jump.
Let me see. This tweet from Daniel Ahmad, yes, basically brought up what I just brought up. So, the meme, this meme is so perfect, right? This picture right here of the dude holding the BB gun to himself, shooting himself in that classic meme image, is pretty much like, it just sums up that last paragraph. Or or sums up that paragraph very well. They're calling out themselves as a reason to cut costs or cut the revenue split, right? And even in that same blog, they have the nerve of saying, "Oh, we're taking your money, we're cutting the payouts, so we're not gonna pay you. So why don't you just run more ads, sir, ma'am?" So guess
Child thing.
yes. So that creates the unfortunate incentive of running those very intrusive ads. So you're gonna have like ads just like pop up in the middle of the stream. They're not even picture in picture or anything like that. So that means you're gonna miss out on those moments, right? And especially with those podcast streams where they're talking about something, and then you just like, you go through like 6 ads for like what? How long are they? Like what? They can be like 3 minutes at least. And then you just completely miss out on you know, the conversation or whatever that they had, the opinion piece at the time. So that itself has been a very bad viewer experience, I would say. I mean, how have you been watching stuff on Twitch as of very recent, or?
I mean, I have. It's just that they're pretty much like background noise.
Right. But do you notice the ads more often than not?
I notice more ads on the streams that I'm not sub to. Like there was like one freaking whose stream I was watching. Quite literally, they only started like 5 minutes in, and then 10 ads, and I was like,
oh my goodness.
Like, I think I was like, okay, my computer's right here. I'm just playing, and it's like ad.
Right, so that's what basically Twitch is pushing for, and guess what? It's like very intrusive. It's gonna be a very much of a worse experience for the viewers, and so for anyone that's trying to make it big, you know, all the smaller streamers, those viewers are gonna back off, like more likely because of those ads are interrupting the experience. It's just gonna be like, ah, fuck this. I'm just gonna just, you know, maybe go watch the stream that I'm actually subscribed to, right? I think subscribing actually mostly takes away the ads. I forget how that works because I haven't been on in a bit because I've been streaming on YouTube, so I have trying to get away with that, or get away from that, excuse me, and so I have not been too updated on that end, but I did notice though when I was watching stuff like Evo and even James Chen, I started to get some ads here and pretty often, which was very, very much annoying. And you know, but I think even if you are subscribed, you still have to sit through like ads, like just starting up the stream, or whenever you load up the stream right off the start, and it's like a solid minute at least. So it's like, fuck, man. Well, I'm subscribed to him, so I gotta stick around. You know, that's what I'm paying for, I guess. But that also makes it very difficult for the smaller streamers to grow because of this stuff. That once this all, of course, takes into effect fully, of course, but it already is hard enough right now, and it's just going to make things worse. So that's why this is just such a dumpster fire that a lot of people are considering switching over to YouTube right now. Now, yes, you could say YouTube sucks right now because of how the chat experience is. But once they really tinker that down and like get the what do you call it? They organize the tabs and everything of how you can search up stuff. Then they are pretty much the one-to-one competitor against Twitch, because otherwise they almost have all the pieces. It's just like those important things aren't quite there just yet, unfortunately. But otherwise, you know, when it comes to me streaming on YouTube, it's been like a very similar experience, right? I mean, you know, it's easy to do for the most part. There are differences, right? Obviously, but for the most part, it's still doable. It's not like it's like completely different or like that. It's just, you know, you're streaming, right? How hard that can that be? And not to mention, you don't have those intrusive ads. You can skip them, right? You can skip those ads. Very, very key in this in those differences. So yeah, it all adds up to why people are very, very frustrated with Twitch right now. Yep. So let me see. I wanted to bring up this stuff, especially with this. Let me see. I think this was it. Let me see. Oh yeah, this is this is an image regarding to how different it is on YouTube when it comes to monetizing your streams. It says, according to Big E on Twitter, he says streamers will no longer have to hit YouTube Partner Program to monetize their streams. Time to switch. So, in a way, yeah, he is right. I mean, while yes, you do have to meet these requirements to be a partner, so to say, I don't think you don't have to be a partner in order to have the fan funding. So pretty much, yeah, you can already like receive donations and stuff like that, all the super chats and whatever the fuck, super thanks, yeah, super chat and stuff like that. Without being a partner, I think. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to click on this guy, but anyway. So yeah, that is all the more damning to make the switch, right? So it's a good thing I already made my switch. Let me see what the replies are like. Yeah, there's somebody I know I follow on Twitter that is definitely considering to make the switch. So it's, again, man, that's been sort of like that mindset right now for a lot of people, especially the smaller streamers. I feel like in the long run, I think YouTube is gonna win all this stuff. Right now, obviously not, but because Twitch is still, the chat experience, stuff like that, is still the best, admittedly, because you have all the emotes, you have the hype train, you have all the have all the stuff, right, that you see. But the company itself is very much a dumpster fire, especially of what has been transpiring around it, right? Including the 7-day ban on the person who had sexual relations on stream and stuff like that. Very inconsistent banning policies and stuff like that. That also contributes to the frustration that people have with Twitter, which I will bring up in this wonderful little video from Angry Joe. I wanted to highlight this because it just sums up so well. I think the first 2 minutes sums up pretty well of what's going on with Twitch. So this might be loud, so sorry for the headphone users.
Ah! Hey yo, what the fuck? Twitch is an absolute disaster. Dude, I woke up today and I looked at Twitter, and there is a absolute backlash reaction to a recent blog from Twitch, and I'm looking into it, and I'm like, oh my god, Twitch, you are so fucking dumb. It just shows you how unhealthy the company culture at Twitch is. They expect you to bust your fucking ass while they do nothing to fucking help you. And by the way, ban you for fucking stupid ass shit while there are motherfucking women on Twitch literally having sex and getting banned for what? 3 fucking days, 7 days, and coming back and having more viewers. You just paid for that girl's fucking house and rent for 3 fucking months. Of course she's gonna go and do it again. Twitch is one of the most poorly fucking run companies I have ever worked with or seen. It is amazing how inconsistent they are at every fucking level. I'm going to look at YouTube streaming way more because it's fucking disgusting. Hey yo, what the fuck?
So anyway, yeah, so that's pretty much kind of
That's the sum up, everybody.
It pretty much sums it up of how people feel, man. It's just so funny the fact that Twitch brought up their own servers. Like it's costing money to run our own servers or something like that, right? It's costs too much money to run our own servers, even though we own the servers and all that stuff, But I mean,
I kind of want to be like that on Jackass. It's like, it's costing us too much money. Then close down. Then,
right?
You complaining it costing too much? Then close down.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that pretty much when Amazon did take over, which is when things start to fall apart. I'm sure back in the day that's what people thought was gonna happen, and then lo and behold, those people are right. I'm sure, and they're I don't know if they're popping off or just miserable, you know, about being right. Oh man, it's a sad day for us gamers who enjoy these streams one way or the other. Whether you stream yourself or you are a viewer, it's no one wins in this one. And of course, Amazon's eyes, they think they're winning because they got the money, sure, but oh man, I for the sake of the people on Twitch who are making a hustle, right? Who've been, you know, pretty much putting their life's work on Twitch. I hope for their sake things work out. But fuck, man, if everything just comes down crashing from here on out, man. Hopefully the transition will work out in their favor to YouTube, man. It's gonna be an overflow, man. Just everyone's gonna just come in like a tsunami, man. It's just coming in on YouTube for streaming.
Coming in hot.
Coming in hot, exactly, man. Oh man, I mean, this is just one more reason for me to make the switch. Honestly, it's just like I can't personally feel right about streaming on a platform that allows this sort of stuff. That, I mean, of course, that is not to say that, you know, I'm not trying to shame anyone who, again, who makes them hustle on Twitch, doing their thing, right? Yep. But I personally feel good about making the switch, man, just because of this stuff. And I feel bad for anyone who still has to stream on Twitch because they have that following and then whatever. So, and for them to immediately shut down like that, that's gonna cut their. They're gonna get a big loss, you know. So I understand that, you know, you still have to hold on to that glimmer of hope that Twitch turn things around.
Yep.
You think not?
Yeah, the way that Twitch is actually running, it's like
I think things will stay the same, unfortunately, for right now. But until YouTube actually does something to change up their to improve their streaming side of the platform, then it's game over. Then it's fucking game over. Once that I think really once the chat is like on par with Twitch's, it's over. Because that's like pretty much like the reasons I see most of why people don't like watching on YouTube for when it comes to streams. Other than very other few things, like, you know, the games, the searching for games is very subpar in comparison to Twitch. It seems pretty straightforward, but when it comes to YouTube, not so much, unfortunately. Like, things are just too hidden for basic stuff. But the chat itself is the biggest drawback right now. So if they can update that, man, hey, copy and paste if you have to, man. I don't care at this point. I don't fucking care. I mean, look what Twitch. Look what's happened to Twitch, man. You know, so it's like, is this so bad in this particular case? I'll make that. I'll be willing to make that exception and and agree with that. That this is a great time to copy off someone's homework. You know, in my opinion. But yeah, so right now that's the gist of things. Anything else you wanted to like toss in this Twitch situation?
Ooh boy.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we want to wish Twitch for the best, or are we just gonna do this?
Just watch. Mm-hmm. Man, yeah, it sucks. It's so damning of like that blog just shows so much about how Twitch feels about the streamers really as a whole. Like they literally just admitted like, oh, this change is only gonna benefit the big streamers and everyone else gets fucked, right? That's pretty much what sums it up. Let me actually go find that particular paragraph. Give me a second here. It was something about the 55% thing. Hold on, excuse me. Still skimming through. I feel like it's some. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, okay. So it was like literally. Okay. So it says for approximately 90% of streamers on standard agreements with the premium subscription terms, this will not affect them at their current revenue. For those who are affected, we wanted to make sure that the impact was minimal, not by giving them ample time before the deal goes into effect, but also by offering an alternative way to earn revenue. Our recent bump in ads revenue to share ad revenue share to 55% as a part of the ads incentive program is a great way for these larger streamers to make up most, if not all, of their revenue. For those that are interested in additional detail, we have provided a copy of that email we have sent to some of these streamers explaining the change and how it affects them below. So yeah, larger streamers to make up most, if not all, of that revenue, because they know only the larger streamers can do that. But hey, everyone else, oh well, is at least what I gathered.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, again, it looks like Twitch is only catering to like big streamers.
Top 10, really, yeah.
Yeah. If you're not up there, they're just gonna be like, "Who are you?"
That's no surprise, man. It's so ironic that I actually work at Amazon. At part-time, but it's still, I can still say that, you know. Now, I mean, the people around me, you know, that I work with, very nice people, right? They've been treating me well whenever I actually work there. But seeing stuff like this, man, it's just like, ugh. It's a tough pill to swallow, man. Really.
Yeah, it's like you're just going like.
It's a sad day, man. It's a sad day for everyone who is involved with Twitch, man. One way or the other, whether you are a viewer, you're a streamer, or just a worker, man, who actually works at Twitch, but not quite, you know, like on the top. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't go to the board meetings towards that kind of high. Again, man, I hope for the best, but boy, oh boy, I think it could get worse from here on.
It's kind of like that little like meme. This can't possibly get worse, can it?
Oh man, yeah.
A week later, you know, you're like, oh, battle scar, your hair is a fucking mess. You're like,
yep,
it got worse.
It got worse. I wanted to show this tweet as a conclusion to this little bit here. This is from Lakari, a content creator / streamer. I think he's known for doing Tekken and stuff like that. but also he does gotcha stuff. Anyway, he tweeted, "My reward for being loyal to Twitch for 6+ years is a 20% cut. But hey, that's okay because everyone who has 1 to 2K plus viewers or more is a millionaire, right?" And then a whole bunch of like clown emotes is the quote. Yep, that's essentially one way to look at it, right? This is what you get with your loyalty. Your loyalty to Twitch is this is what gets you. A 20% cut in pay. But hey, you can run those ads, right? Run those ads. Drive away viewers while you're at it, but when it comes to if you're the big streamer, it's only gonna work for you because that's how it kind of works.
Where did that thing come from though? That I have 1 to 2K viewers, I'm a millionaire. Where did that come from?
I think I'm not sure, but well, if you think about it, right? I mean, how much do you get from each subscription, right? From each, if you have, let's say 1K, let's just keep it simple.
Mm-hmm.
How much is that? Per month, right? Right now, well, for some people, it's 3.5 per subscription times 1,000 a month. That's well, that's if it's actually no, I'm stupid. That's 3,500 a month, right? Plus all the ads, plus all the donations, plus all your sponsors. So, okay, I mean, it is possible to make $1 million, I guess, a year with all that stuff, I guess, maybe. And then plus whatever team you're on, right? Like if you're streaming for OTK, if you're part of TSM, if you're part of Panda, Liquid, you know what I mean? Like those guys are going to be paying you as well. That's like a steady cash flow from there too. If you do your part, of course, but I guess it all adds up. I guess I mean it depends on where you are. If you're just a complete solo person who has 1,000 viewers, I don't think that's gonna happen. But yeah, if you're just like if you're a super streamer, then I guess yes, you can crack probably $1 million a year, maybe. I don't know, man, but.
Again, I think a millionaire.
Well, that's why he has a clown post, right? So yeah.
I know,
yeah.
but it's like those people. You have 2K viewers, you're a millionaire. It's like, okay, let's see, let's take out taxes, and
right?
all this other shit, and then the fees. It looks like I'm not a millionaire. Look at that, kids.
Right? Yeah.
I'm not even the 1%.
Yeah. That's the thing about too. Thanks for bringing it up, man. Man, taxes, man. That's gonna, if you're not careful, that's gonna bite you in the ass. If you're not.
That's
careful.
why, like, I wonder what for when it comes to tax seasons. What do you put, in your tax? In tax returns form, like if you're a Twitch doing because it's like, what is your revenue? And like stuff. It's like, this much. Okay, so we're gonna. Do you get charged?
Yeah, no, because you're independent. That's why you have to pay taxes. They don't because when you work at a company, the company already takes a tax from you, right? But when you're independent, you get all of the money, but because you haven't paid taxes yet, that's what you do. That's pretty much what you have to do. That's where you have to calculate your taxes. So that's why when you get that paycheck from Twitch, you gotta take away some, right? If you especially are earning a certain amount. So if you're if you're earning a lot from Twitch, you gotta remember to always take away at least like what 20% from your paycheck. And then put that in your savings.
Oh wait, 20%. Because I did my calculations.
They're pretty
In
much paying.
Theory,
Yeah, they're pretty much
theory,
paying 200. Yeah, 200,000 K.
I get a 30% cut because
Mhm.
I'm not only doing taxes, I'm also paying for my company's vision, dental, and medical.
Yeah. There's that too. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, kids.
Well, I mean, don't forget that you have deductions, right? You know, you can have deductions, but it's still gonna come out quite a lot if you're making a lot of money. So that's just how it works, man.
Mm-hmm.
There will be a point where you're just really not buying anything, or if you're not really adding too much to your assets. So that's why there will be a time where you're gonna have a nice big old bite mark on your ass if you're not too careful with your wallet, you know. So
How do you know about my bite marks?
if
Do you look at my OF?
if you don't keep that wallet fat, man, that dog's gonna come at you, man, and then the teeth will sink in, pierce to that wallet, and then grab you by the ass, man.
Some people will be like, "Yes, sign me up." It's like, no, not that, not that way, sir. Other way.
I almost learned that the hard way, but luckily I had enough money to pay taxes at the time because I used to earn quite a bit from YouTube itself. Nowadays not so much, so it's whatever. But whenever I did, yeah, it was pretty nice to it was enough for me to get by and stuff like that. But nowadays, because things change, the times have changed. It's definitely a lot harder to even get pocket money from YouTube. But it is what it is, when it comes to this sort of stuff, you gotta be really careful with taxes. Yeah, sure. I mean, of course, you still have deductions, but there will be a point where you're just not buying anything. You can only, I think you can only cover like equipment and stuff like that, and like a few other things. I think when it comes to like trips, you could deduct it, right? You could add that to your deductions because it is kind of considered like a business thing, right? So I think you could add that in there, but still, point being, you have to be very careful with that stuff. Same with freelance. Same with anyone who's independent. You have to take care of your taxes on your own or hire someone to do so. But either way, you have to be very careful with your money. That's all I can say. So, that is the thing about money. Money. And that's what Twitch loves. So that's why they're doing this in the first place, right? To keep it 50-50 now, right? For pretty much everyone. And it's gonna be pretty nasty for a number of the businesses that try to stream on Twitch, right? I wonder what's gonna happen with Critical Role. I wonder what's gonna happen with G4. Does G4 stream on Twitch? I forget.
That I don't know.
I don't know, but I know G4 has been has been in big trouble in their own little plethora of drama. But anyway, not gonna get into that. Man, it's just again, man, it's very rough, to say the least. So when it comes to the very big streamers, I think they'll be fine for the most part. But everyone else, like who's trying to make it big, or who they're like in that weird like middle area ish, or the gray area, it's like you're not quite big, but you're not quite like small. I think that's where it really affects them. Who are trying to make a living off of this. You know what I mean? In that weird gray area, that's what affects them most, right? That's the biggest rift, right? Because obviously, if you're just a small streamer, you're not making a business out of it just yet. But for the people who are in the middle and are able to make a business out of it, it's what's gonna bite them in the ass, right? And then for the big streamers, obviously they're I'm not saying I don't want to say too big, but they're big enough to be able to adapt to such changes. But that's like that's the 1%, like you kind of sort of mentioned. So you could say they're only catering to the 1%, which is just sucks. Well, that is the gist of that. We don't have any more comments about Twitch. We're not out of the shenanigans woods yet because Overwatch 2. I wanted to bring up this part. Let me see.
Beep beep.
Well, what happened? Because Overwatch 2's lead hero designer has left Blizzard, according to PC Gamer.
Oh boy.
Yeah, dude. Lead hero designer. Can you believe that? What the fuck is going on over there at Blizzard? I wonder. Jeez. I wonder how long.
They're not having fun.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder how long Overwatch 2 is actually gonna last. God, especially with that stupid fucking battle pass, dude. You have to get Kiriko at level 55? Like, what? That's like, that sounds like far into the battle pass. Like, what the fuck? Oh, but unless you pay the battle pass, you could get her immediately. It's like, what the fuck?
It's like it's like then this battle pass is useless.
It's like, I thought you said it wasn't gonna be pay to win, but right, you know. But now, if I don't put money, I don't get Kiriko until this far into the battle pass. But for people who do pay, they get to have her already. It's like, what the fuck? That's what I heard anyway. Hopefully they'll change that to where the character is just unlocked from the start, like Apex Legends. Like, what the fuck? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Let me see if there's any details, but I don't think there really is. But yeah, he voluntarily left the company. It's not like he got laid off or anything like that. He left the company. Jeff Goodman was the lead hero designer. He also worked on Warcraft. Okay. But man, people be leaving that fucking team. There is definitely something going on with not only the team but with Blizzard as well. The shenanigans, I tell you, in a lot of places. All right, this one might have been maybe relating to something. Oh, right. This last bit for the front line, quote unquote, very strange to me. I didn't even know about this until very recently. Dunkey, right? Remember Dunkey on YouTube, who used to play League of Legends? I think no, I don't think he is anymore nowadays. But anyway. Used to, is starting a video game publisher. It is from Jason Schreier on Twitter. Can't believe Dunkey started a video game publisher with no experience instead of taking the normal approach, which is to getting a Harvard MBA, working at McKinsey for 5 years, and then failing upward between C-suites for the rest of your life. One additional thing, he said, I don't have a strong opinion on this whole thing, and who knows if it'll be a disaster or what, but it's hilarious to see people saying he has no experience in making games. Like, wait until you hear about who's run most video game publishers for the last 40 years. So I would have never thought that Dunkey would of all people, will be starting some sort of video game publishing company. Did you hear about this prior? No. Yeah.
Nope.
I don't blame you. This was very, very strange, to say the very least. I want to see directly from Dunkey if he said anything. Oh, Dunkey. Yeah, there we go. Dunkey. Strangely, no, but he did post a response thing after. Not so. Oh, here we go. It's called Big Mode Games. That's what it is. Yep. Apparently, that's the company. Started by Dunkey himself. Let me see if there's any.
Go big mode. Go big mode, William. Go big mode. 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 Go big mode, William Wilson. Go big mode.
Yeah, there's really nothing. There's nothing to it. He just started a gaming publishing company. I would never have thought, man. I mean, what do you make of that?
Never too late.
I guess it's never too
Just
late.
go.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. Don't be disappointed. You know, you don't go where you want to be in a heartbeat. Just go slow.
Yeah. I think no one ever saw this coming. I don't think anyone has ever thought, oh, Video Game Dunkey starting a video game publishing company. You know? I just can't picture him being like a leader of a company, you know, or co-leader. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what his exact role is. All I see him as is a YouTuber. I actually have not been keeping up with his videos in a long while. Like, I don't know. I kind of just fell off. I felt. I don't know what. I think one of the last ones was with Final Fantasy VII Remake, but that's pretty much it. So it's been like about 4 years, I think, right? Ish. 2 to 4 years. But I have not been keeping up with him. Again, though, I would never thought of putting video game publishing company and Dunkey in the same sentence. And no, he's not making fun of it. He's running a video game publishing company. Well, we'll see what kind of games he'll publish. Maybe it'll be like indie games. I don't know. I'm sure the fans know all the memes and inside jokes as of recent, and we'll see from there what happens. All right, now more of the positive stuff. Let's talk about good shit, right? So, funny enough, this is involving with Cyberpunk. Let me bring up all the tweets, tabs, and stuff like that. So there was an anime on Netflix that came out called Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It was supposed to be based off of the Cyberpunk 2077 as a promotional anime, as a way to bring more attention to the game, of course. And of course, this came out after the game's release, not before. But no less, though, this game or the anime has been popping off really hard. I actually watched it myself, and I actually enjoyed it for what it was. Very much enjoyed it. I think it's a recommend for anyone who has Netflix, in my opinion. And because of how well it did with its audience, there has been a big resurgence with Cyberpunk 2077, despite of what happened with the game at launch. The game has been going through patches slowly here and there.
Yeah.
And now it's been getting a resurgence to the point where it's been getting apparently 1 million players each day. Probably at peak, but no less though. It's been getting these sort of numbers on average, where at one point it was 10,000 players on September 6th, and then on September 18, what is it? Same stat, I guess you could say, was at 62,000. And you could say the peak was 85.5 thousand. That's crazy, right? And the 24-hour peak at the time, at the time of September 6th, was at 12,000. Again, that's like, that is nutty. And now all of a sudden, I guess apparently it's been 1 million players. So, I mean, we've talked about the Edge Runners, like, the promotional side of things. Like we've like talked about it like over the past few Hypecasts in the past few episodes of that. I mean, what do you make of all this, man? Just from looking at it from the surface, I guess you could say, outside in.
It's like that, like that one of those type of stories. Like, it's horrible in the beginning,
Uh-huh.
and then once you get to like midway, it's like, oh, actually now it's picking up.
Mm-hmm.
This is where it actually begins.
Yeah.
So I guess thank you to the anime to bring new life, new breath.
Who would have thought that it would have taken anime to do that, right? To inject that life into Cyberpunk again. And I feel like a lot of people are like starting like new playthroughs and like new builds and like all this stuff just because they're so inspired from the anime, man. And let me tell you though, the soundtrack hits different now. It's funny. I don't want to spoil things too much, but it's just funny in a good way. I'm all for it. Again, I very much enjoyed the anime itself. I gave it like an 8.5 out of 10. It was very solid. I enjoyed it despite the short length. It is pretty brisk on the storytelling. It's like boom 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 boom, But the action, if you like Trigger anime, the studio that made the anime, if you like Trigger stuff, you'll definitely like it here because you see all the Trigger stuff here immediately. You notice it, and you're gonna love it, right? Just that alone. But Cyberpunk really adds up to it. I like how they implemented the game stuff, the game elements, and of course the soundtrack is just so good. It really adds to the atmosphere. This is definitely catered more towards the fans, but you could watch it like fresh for the anime and then be inspired to play the game and grow to appreciate the anime all that much more. What's cool? What's up? Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, be really like kick to the balls. The anime, even though it's supposed to take place right in the same game,
it's the same universe. Yes.
Imagine the anime was a different timeline. Like all these characters in the anime is not in the game, and you're like.
Now I don't want to spoil much, but there are characters from the game that make it into the anime. So yeah. So I'll leave it.
Just imagine for that moment, like it's a different timeline.
Well, here's some food for thought to some extent, I guess, to somewhat. Imagine the anime coming out before the game, right? I felt like it would have had the opposite effect, right? Like the anime is so good, but then when the game launches, right? If the game launched in that order, it would have been like way more disappointing, right? Because like then people have like the expectation of seeing that stuff in the anime to be translated here somehow. But because it was the reverse, and what the game has been going through with all the patches and stuff like that, slowly but surely, then it had the opposite effect, right? So it's having that resurgence. But again, could you imagine if that anime came out before? It would have been super disappointing. I think people would have like dropped the game completely. Like, it's like, dude, fuck this. I no, right? At least that's what I think. What would have happened? It would have been way more memed on. But yeah, anyway, for those who have played the game, I definitely highly recommend it. But you could watch it fresh and could be inspired to play it. Play the actual game.
Yeah,
that is one way to look at it. And I'm glad that this happened. I'm happy for it. And in fact, I think the very latest patch of Cyberpunk, they released it not too long ago, does have a quest that is based off of Cyberpunk Edge Runners. They even have one character in there that kind of gives you the side quests, and you get a certain jacket and a weapon from Edge Runners. So I think it's really cool. It's very bittersweet, almost in a way. So, hopefully this will be in kind of like a starting point of the comeback of Cyberpunk, right? And hopefully I'll get that like No Man's Sky treatment, explode back into goodness. We haven't really, unfortunately, seen any major stuff, with the exception of one expansion that was announced finally at some point, and now this happening, right, with the anime, being so good. I think it'll definitely be a very good sort of comeback into Cyberpunk. Definitely, especially for someone like me. I'm actually hoping to get my graphics card by then, to update my graphics card by then, and once I do, I'll definitely try to fire up Cyberpunk again, reignite that engine, man, and go right around in Night City, man. It'll be cool to come back to it, man. 'Cause I did enjoy the game itself, but it was a massive disappointment at the time, It was just not finished, and the main story of it was there. But again, the whole, graphics come later, the gameplay and stuff, that comes into play. So that's why all the bugs and visual bugs and glitches like ruin the game in a way. And yeah. But again, I'm really glad that the anime is popping off. I love the fan art that's been coming out on Twitter. Very, very cool. Makes me want to draw too at some point. Hopefully I come around and have the time to do so. I do want to draw certain characters. They look really cool. That's all I can say. I did watch both Japanese and English, because the English side of things has Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad, so you can hear that that voice, right? The evil businessman voice somewhere in the English dub. Is really cool. It's actually really cool. So again, it's a high recommendation, man. If you got Netflix, I say give it a watch. It's 10 episodes. You can watch it like one night. That's how I did it. Each episode is 30 minutes, so it's a total of 300 minutes. So there you go. And yeah, the music, man, just it hits so different now. I remember it was so funny because as I was watching the anime, my friend was like, hey, you gotta watch Edge Runners right now. I'm like, yeah, I am right now. It's like, oh shit, yeah. It was so funny. It was such a like weird coincidence. Like, I just happened to be like, oh, it's Edge Runners now. All right, I'll check it out. And my friend is just like, yo, you gotta check it out right now. It was so funny.
Do it now. Do it.
Do it now.
Come on, it's right there. Do it. Press the button.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I don't expect for this. It kind of sucks though, because it is mostly a one-shot anime. But I don't know. Well, maybe we'll see. Maybe they'll pull some strings and make it a season 2 out of it. I don't know. Or just make another Cyberpunk story. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, thanks for the anime, man. It's awesome. It was awesome, and it is awesome to see people coming back to the game and new life being injected to it. All right, so that's a nice little happy ending. Well, not happy ending. Happy middle. Happy middle of the story. We'll see. It's still ongoing, I would say. Another cool thing that happened in the game's news is Iron Man. Iron Man has a single player game coming by Motive Studio.
Iron Man.
Iron Man. It's gonna be a action adventure, now early in development. Yep. So now, if this game leaks out and people and there's footage and people are like, oh, it's gonna look bad. Oh, it looks so bad. If I see that again, dude, it's like, bro, did you not learn the lesson like first time? Anyway. Yes, it's a third-person action adventure. I think that's perfect for Iron Man, right? I think they definitely have to get the flying right, Anything you can comment on?
Just let the man rest already.
What if it was fucking Robert Downey Jr. back into into this Iron Man? It'd be so weird. Like, it's like we put it, like, let the guy do his thing. I wonder who will be Iron Man though, or who will be voicing Tony Stark / Iron Man. That's my biggest curiosity, I guess. And yeah, and then we'll see if the game is good.
It's gonna be us.
Yeah, us.
You and me.
Yep. Oh, so I'm Jarvis. You're no.
No. You're Tony, and I'm Tony's voice when he's in the suit.
That'd be so weird. Well, anyway, yes, now we have another Marvel video game to look forward to besides Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine and now Iron Man. So hopefully that'll be a banger. Yeah, so that's the same thing. All right, we're almost there for today with this teaser from Sonic Prime. We have another teaser for Sonic Prime. That's the Sonic Netflix series. Kind of loud, but hold on. Maybe get a like. Oh yeah. I think Netflix likes to claim stuff, but I'm just gonna skim over some stuff. So I already watched it anyway. There was Shadow makes an appearance. They're kind of fighting together. And
the boyfriends.
Let the boyfriends fight. And then you have Dr. Eggman right there. It's not actually pretty nice.
How dare it not be Jim Carrey?
I know, right? And and he has some sort of robot. More Dr. Eggman. Just give me some more stuff. Ah! Hold on. Where is it? Oh yeah, there it is. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a teaser, so you're not gonna see too much, but yeah, you can see some interesting shots. Like look at this. Look how stretched out Sonic looks. Look at his arm.
Gumma gumma no.
Yeah, exactly right. It also almost looks like the that one meme with the punch, like he's got they're doing this the punch, with the Pepe the Frog doing the big punch, right? He's got the wind up.
Oh yeah, he's winding up. He's winding it up.
Yeah, like this. Let me do this on this side. But yeah,
I'm just waiting for like the I guess the Akira homage. With Shadow on his
on the
bike.
the motorcycle. Yeah.
Because they're gonna add that somewhere.
At some
Somehow.
point, somewhere, somehow. Yeah, exactly. Yep. So yeah, it was a pretty cool teaser. You get to see Sonic and Shadow fight, see a bit of Dr. Eggman, and yeah, pretty much that's it. And it is coming out winter of this year, as a little reminder. So definitely very much looking forward to that. Any more comments you got?
It's funny that we only seen Shadow, Sonic, and Eggman.
Yeah.
For now, right?
I think so. Maybe Big was in
There's
there
no-
too, but I think that's.
Oh yeah, Big was right there. Big the cat was there.
Yeah, he was there. Yes.
But we don't see Sonic's
Friends.
first husband.
Oh yeah.
We don't see Sonic's weekend hoe. And we don't see our Knuckles. Where's Knuckles?
Uh-huh.
He's the star of the show.
Yeah. Definitely. It does make me wonder, too, of how many characters are gonna make it in here.
5.
Just 5. No one else.
And then we gotta pay DLC for the others.
DLC. Jesus Christ. I would hate to see that if that works in streaming series, right? And streaming series and like movies as well. You know, like we talked about it, right? Because with Spider-Man No Way Home, the what was it called? The whatever edition, right? Coming to theaters or already? It's already in theaters. But that edition, right? The complete edition, whatever it's called. Goddamn, man, that's pretty much what it is. But it's like, oh, if you want to see Tobey Maguire, you gotta add in an extra $5. Oh, if you want to see Andrew Garfield, extra $5. Oh, if you want to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, $15. And if you want to see Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield having a very interesting conversation, $20. You know, that would be a fucking nightmare, honestly.
Yeah.
But you know, they could do that. It is possible. I would not be surprised, at least a little bit. But yeah, that is it on the main stuff. I don't know if there's really anything else you wanted to add in or not that you caught.
I mean, the graphics. Here we go with the graphics.
Yeah.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah. I like the art style and the visuals.
Yep.
Trying to see if there's anything else that popped up immediately on the timeline of things. I think that's all we got for today for this episode. So thank you very much. It was kind of a roller coaster. We had with Twitch, and then but we had the resurgence with Cyberpunk. So all isn't bad. You know, we definitely had some good ones. Thank God there's the anime. You know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode of the Hypecast. Thank you very much for tuning in. Always always fun to talk about all this stuff. So you know. But anyway, we'll be back hopefully with more stuff to talk about next week. That depends on Twitch, right? Just in. Now it's 70-30, but the 70 is going to Twitch, and only you get 30%. No, that'd be so bad. But yeah, anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.